Hello Internet, and welcome to yet another video. My name is Amir, and on this video we are talking about my top 10 favorite nu metal songs of all time. Now, because it's a top 10 listing and there's 10 songs, I want to go into depth about talking about these songs and why they're my favorite nu metal songs and why I consider them to be nu metal in the first place. So I'm breaking this up into two videos. Today's video is going to be songs 10 through 6, and then the following video will obviously be 5 through 1. Now, the criteria that I had in selecting these songs is really honestly simple. From about 2000 to about 2005, 2006, I listened to a very specific type of music. I used to drive around in my little car and I had a 10-disc CD changer in the back. So I would load up my CDs, my 10 CDs, and that's what I would have to listen to, because obviously there was no Spotify or anything back in the day, and I wasn't really privy on like downloading and making CD-ROMs of like a bajillion songs. I would load my disc changer with the CDs that I had bought that I wanted to listen to at the time, and that's pretty much all I listened to front to back all the time while I was driving to school, driving home, going out on dates with my girlfriend at the time, etc., etc., etc. These are songs that have been kind of ingrained in my psyche that I still to this day rock out to whenever I hear them. And they are songs that, to be perfectly honest, I don't really consider these like the 10 best nu metal songs. They're just like the 10 songs that resonate with me. There are so many songs that I hear like randomly on shuffle on my Spotify, because I have a Spotify playlist of like over 3,000 songs. That's just like every song I've ever cared to listen to or anything like that. And when the random like Pressure 4-5 song or 40 Below Summer song or Apex Theory song comes on, I rock the fuck out. But these are the songs that like I go back to again and again when I'm like itching for that nu metal fix. And I wanted to talk about them on this video and the next video. So let's get started with number 10, my 10th favorite nu metal song. I can't believe I'm doing this list. I'm so excited to talk about these songs. My 10th favorite nu metal song is Flaw's debut record blew me away. It was something that I did not expect at all. The first time I heard about Flaw was walking out of seeing Slipknot at the Pledge of Allegiance tour. As I was walking out of the arena, the street team was handing out CDs. That was a Pledge of Allegiance sampler. It had like 15, 16 songs on there. I think the first time I heard 40 Below Summer was on there, and the first time I heard Flaw was on there. I believe Payback was on that sampler. And the first thing that I really paid attention to was the voice of the vocalist, and how amazing of a voice this dude had, and how much he brought to the overall like heaviness, because this dude could sing, especially when he was crooning, when he was truly singing. It was this beautiful angelic voice on top of everything, and then when he would scream, it was just like next level type stuff. So my friend and I went out of our way and got the CD for Flaw's debut record, and it is such a freaking great CD. It is such a diamond in the rough of like the nu metal time space, if you will. Like, it has so many good songs on there. Best I Am is probably one of my favorite songs on that record. Payback, obviously. So many that capture my attention, but Only the Strong, really, because it starts off the record, is the one that sticks with me the most. It's got a really simple nu metal riff, and then the chorus is really nice, man. You know, it's the same tempo as the verse, but it just kind of slows it down a little bit. It evens everything out. They even did an acoustic version of it at the end of the record that I also recommend that you listen to if you haven't heard. It's absolutely beautiful. And then the screams, man, why don't you think about that for a minute? Absolutely amazing stuff. Yeah, Only the Strong Survive is just, it puts a smile on my face, because it's just like, it's groove, man. And when I think of nu metal, I think about like stuff that grooved, that was heavy, but like had like a beat, it had some rhythm to it, it had some oomph to it. Only the Strong Survive, or Only the Strong by Flaw, definitely one of my top 10 favorite nu metal songs of all time. Number 9 is the TRL favorite, the song that catapulted Papa Roach to the stratosphere, Last Resort. Everyone knows this song. Everyone who's ever heard knows exactly what this song is. Lyrically, the song is super heavy, lyrically, thematically. And then, I think about that video, the music video that they created for Last Resort was really iconic. Going into the audience members, and they're all rocking out of the show, and then the camera kind of like zooms into one of them, and you end up in their bedroom or their place of work or whatever, and you kind of see what their life is like outside the show and why they're rocking out to Papa Roach, why they feel like a part of that rock community, why they feel like a part of that nu metal community. But I knew this song was a hit when my girlfriend's dad, who doesn't listen to rock music at all, was like, that riff is amazing. So like that riff and really the arrangement of the song is awesome. Jacoby or Kobe Dick, if you will, or Jacoby Shaddix's vocals on this song are absolutely amazing. The verse is really catchy. It's one of those songs that I hear immediately and I know what the lyrics are all these years later, because I'm losing my sight, losing my mind, wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. I mean, it's simple stuff, but when it's put into the song, it works out so well. And one of the things that I like so much is because we're so used to screaming and we're so used to the singing and the rapping. The thing that captures my attention the most in the song is the bridge. There's no bridge per se in the song. The bridge is super short. I can't go on living this way, but with him whispering it. He's doing that kind of like loud whisper going into the third verse and then going into the chorus. That is the part that it's like, oh wow, dude. We've had all of this going into the song, and then we get to that part. Da-da, da-da, and he's whispering in between those. Really, really cool stuff. The record itself, Infest, to me is okay. There are songs on there that I like. Not all of them, but I do think like Between Angels and Insects is great. I think Blood Brothers is a great song. And definitely Last Resort, man. Last Resort is one of those songs that 20 something years later, I think is something that you just turn on and you can't help but groove to, especially if you're a fan of rock music and the song, even outside of the rock genre. You're just like, dude, this song is absolutely freaking amazing. I used to rock out to Infest all the time, and then when Love, Hate, Tragedy came out, I was like, I like this Papa Roach way better. Love, Hate, Tragedy for me was the record that made me really enjoy Papa Roach. I liked Infest enough. I wasn't the biggest fan of that record, but Love, Hate, Tragedy was oh wow, I love this record. And then Getting Away with Murder really kind of cemented them for me as a band that I should pay attention to. Number 8 is by a band that I'm not sure gets enough attention or enough credit. El Nino, with the song If You Still Hate Me from their debut record, Revolucion. El Nino is a band that I don't know why they didn't blow up as much as I thought they should blow up. I thought El Nino had everything they needed to be a big band, a super popular band, signed to Roadrunner, so they had that going for them. And then they had a vocalist who I thought had a really good voice, had a really good delivery, could scream, could sing. The infusion of Spanish lyrics and English lyrics together was really seamless in my opinion. I love that first record. Production-wise, I'm not too crazy about it, but then when they did Confessions, when they did the follow-up record, I mean, that record is polished and it's really good. And even though How Can I Live became a big song and it was on some movie soundtracks and kind of is their signature song and stuff, it didn't blow up by any means. I don't know if it was on TRL that much or anything like that. And then they kind of petered out after that. I still followed them all the way till present day, man. I'm still following El Nino here and there just for nostalgia's sake. And there are some songs of theirs that I do like off of Epidemia and Till Death La Familia. I've been following this band and I have been quite a big fan, and there's actually met them on their tour bus. Random story. I met a girl that day who happened to be friends with the band. She found out that I was a big fan of the band because I was going to go see them play at, oh my God, what was the name of the club? It doesn't matter. It wasn't the Whiskey, but it was like it was a club on the Sunset Strip. That's as much as I can tell you. I can't remember the name of the club. And so she's like, oh yeah, I'll have you meet the band. And so she took me on their tour bus. I met Christian, I met Dave, I met Blas, I met Aru, I met all of them. I got to hang out with them for a little bit on their tour bus and then go see them perform, which was absolutely amazing. But If You Still Hate Me is like the song where when I hear it, dude, I jump out of my skin out of like excitement, man. I think it's got everything because it's got the Spanish guitars. It's super fast, Gypsy King style Spanish guitars that's going on in there. And then boom, it kicks in. I love the electronic samples. I love Christian's scream, the low scream. And I love that chorus, man. I love the riff. I love the groove of it. It's just dirty and it's in your face and it's amazing. It's got so much energy and it doesn't let up. You know what I mean? It's just a banger of a song. I know the single What Comes Around is the one that everyone pushed and everyone likes. And I love that song, by the way. I think What Comes Around is absolutely amazing. But for me, when I think nu metal, when I think badassery, if you want to use that term, I think of You Still Hate Me from Revolution. Absolutely amazing song. Oh man. On the heels of them releasing a Hybrid Theory 20th anniversary, we get to Paper Cut. Not One Step Closer, not Crawling, not Runaway, not In the End. Paper Cut. Paper Cut to me is the best Linkin Park song ever written, which happens to be the first song I ever heard from them because I didn't hear One Step Closer. I made a Linkin Park discography ranking video, which I'll link down below. And in that video, I talk about my experience in hearing Linkin Park's music for the first time. I didn't hear it One Step Closer. I didn't hear it on the radio or see it on MTV. A friend of mine highly suggested that I go to my local record store and buy Hybrid Theory. I hadn't heard a single song. And because I trusted him, we're big Deftones fans and big Slipknot fans and big Korn fans and all that stuff at the time. I'm like, all right, cool. If he says it's good, I'll go get it. And I was so pleasantly happy with that album. That album, I mean, it's iconic, right? What is it, like 12 million copies sold? So, yeah, obviously, it has imprinted its stamp on musical history. With that being said, when I heard Paper Cut for the first time and I heard Mike Shinoda's rapping and I heard the electronic beat at the very beginning and then all of the band just come in and how tight and crisp everything was. I'm a musician. I make my own music. I produce music. I'm a piano player, so I make piano-based music, soundtrack music, which if you're ever interested in, let me know. I'll put the link in the description box as well if you ever want to hear that kind of stuff. But I'm a fan of good production. I know some people like the more raw stuff, like Nirvana's In Utero. And while I don't mind that stuff, I tend to edge more towards the more polished recordings. That's just me. That's what I like. That's what my ears like listening to. So when I heard Paper Cut and I heard how crisp and fine-tuned and perfect everything was, it caught my attention immediately. And then, of course, Chester's scream and then the amazing double vocal delivery of the outro. The sun goes down, I feel the light betray me. These lyrics that to this day when I talk about it, I get goosebumps. It is an absolutely perfect song. And I know Linkin Park was never, I mean, I guess they were nu metal because they were rapping in rock music and they eventually got out of that after Meteora with Minutes to Midnight and became more of a straightforward kind of, I don't even know, I think they became like their own category of music, quite honestly. But if we're talking nu metal, Hybrid Theory definitely was nu metal. And it was nu metal done in a way that was like scientific. It was, we're going to have the verse sound like this, and we're going to have the chorus sound like this, and we're going to have the bridge do this, and then we're going to have the production elements do this, and the samplers are going to add this, and the vocalist is going to, it was scientifically engineered to please your audible senses. And it worked for me. Like hook, line, and sinker. I became a fan of the band like that after hearing Paper Cut and then hearing One Step Closer. And with You, I was hooked. You know, Points of Authority and etc. And then I heard one In the End and I was like, oh my God, man, this band is just like legit. But Paper Cut to this day for me, and the Reanimation version is absolutely phenomenal as well. I love that version of it. But Paper Cut to me is like quintessential new metal, beautifully written music. Like, you don't even have to like new metal to, in my opinion, to hear Paper Cut and be like, man, that's a good song. It's really, really well done. And we get to the final song for now in this two-part video. A little unconventional, but what can I say? Sona by Rammstein is badass. And I don't speak German. Fun fact, I took German in high school because my cousins live in Germany. I have like five cousins, that live in Germany, from both sides of my family. So that's just a fun coincidence. Different cities, but still, I've gone to Germany many times, about 15 or 16 times, maybe 17 times. So there's some German dialect that I can actually hear and comprehend and understand. Also, fun fact, I failed those German classes in high school. I was not good. German is a hard language to learn. Rammstein I have seen twice, and they are amazing. Absolutely amazing. And behind the theatrics and the show and the this and the that of everything that they do, their songwriting is top notch. And while I can't speak on the lyrics per se, because, you know, the translations from German to English, the direct translations just don't work, in my opinion. When they took Du hast and they made it You Hate Me, it's just like whatever, it didn't work out very well. But the record that Du hast was on was okay, but Sona, the follow-up record that also has Mein Herz bricht, or My Heart Breaks, is awesome. And links 1, 2, 3, 4, or left 1, 2, 3, 4. And Sona, I mean, dude, these songs are so good. Oh no, the album is called Mother, right? Mutter, I think, because there's a song called Mother on there, which is just next level stuff, man. Oh my god, Sona is good. I love Sona because I love the counting element of it, right? So when they first off, that riff, da 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 da, so freaking heavy as hell, industrial, perfectly produced, perfectly executed. And then when we get to the verse and he's just like, in that raspy delivery of his, doing the verse, whatever he is saying, and then the song stops and he says, in German, I believe he says, and now we count to 10, or something to that extent, right? And then boom, key change into the chorus. Oh, I love this song so much. We have a key change into the chorus, and he sings Here kommt the Sonne, or Here comes the sun, and there's groups saying eins. They're saying like 1 in between, 2, 3, 4. And it's so good. And then when they get to 5, so the first time they do the chorus, they only count to 4. And oh God, I love this chorus. I love this chorus and I love this song. But the second time they do the chorus, they continue counting after 4 and they go to 5. They go boom. And they've got this vocal sample, this like female vocalist sample thing that's going on underneath it, which is breathtaking, man. I heard that for the first time and it just like, whoo. And again, this is the beauty of music in general. I don't have to understand what he's saying. I don't have to know lyrically front to back what this dude is saying to be like, oh my God, this is awesome, right? So for me, it was a song that like, even now when I hear it, even now when I'm talking about it, I haven't heard the song in like maybe over a year, but I can hear it in my head right now as I'm talking to you about this, and it's just like making me giddy. Like I can't actually, I'm gonna go listen to it after I stop making this video. It's one of those things that like, just grabbed me and didn't let go. Everything from that female vocal sample to his vocal delivery to that riff to the production, everything about it front to back is top notch to me, and I think it is absolutely one of the best nu metal songs ever written. That's my video, part 1 of 2 of my top 10 favorite nu metal songs of all time. What did you think about my list? Let me know in the comment section down below. What is your list? What are the songs that you like from the nu metal time capsule that we had? We had some good music, man, back in the day that was just like, it was quality and it was raw and it was new, hence nu metal. But like every band was just putting their own flavor on top of it. And like I said at the beginning of the video, there's so many bands that I rocked out to. I was rocking out to Nothing Face. I was rocking out to really any band that was on like the Roadrunner itinerary, man. The Roadrunner staple of bands were bands that I was listening to. Any band that was on Ozfest got my attention. So I absolutely love this era of music, and I can't wait to talk about the second half, because there's some songs in there that you may be surprised about, but it's fun. To me, at the end of the day, new metal music, as much as it was maybe controversial or different or whatever, or bands didn't want to be labeled new metal, it was fun music. And I'm excited to talk to you about the other 5 songs that are on my list. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Amir, and I'll see you next time, Internet.